Guys, and gals, good morning and welcome to another episode of Mafia Memoirs. I'm Jody.
I'm Rod Puzey. Good morning. Benvenidos. Hola. Hello. For those of you in Oklahoma, hey y'all, how's it going?
Oh yeah, he's got his Robin Williams on. So I gotta put my Halloween hat on, so I forgot to throw that on. So
Wow.
Yeah, happy Halloween to you and welcome to Mafia Memoirs. So maybe Rod should wear this. He'd have actually some hair.
Nah, that just ain't right there.
Oh, that's great. Well, welcome, Scott. We're super excited to have you this morning. So,
oh, thanks, guys. It's awesome to be here.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, we've actually been visiting for the last 30 minutes, and we're like, what are we going to talk about? We're done.
Okay, start over.
Well, we're super excited. So Scott is out of the Bay Area, runs a phenomenal shop. Everybody's drooling over the cars that he does. I mean, he's like in the league of the detail boss guys, and working on McLarens and Ferraris and Porsches, and we're down here stuck on our minivans.
Just blessed, guys. Just
yeah.
Totally.
So yeah,
Detail boss. Hi, I'm Chris.
Well, good morning to you. So tell us, how did you get started in the detailing world?
Wow. So I mean, I've always been into cars. Ever since back in the day, right? So my growing up, my dad and I rebuilt our my BMW in high school. I had a BMW 2002 71, and we rebuilt that car. We bought it from my uncle who had it when new, and then I learned how to do paint. I repainted it, lacquer, did it outside and in my dad's driveway, right? But yeah, I've always been into cars, and Porsches has probably always been the car that I wanted. Back '69, my uncle had a 912, and then my cousin had like a 76. He had the first 930 turbo. Once I saw that, I was like, that's what I want. That was my goal. Actually, when I turned 25, I said, I'm going to get my 911. I turned 25 and I got my 911. So I've always been into cars. I just love, just keeping them clean and, having them look good. And so the way that I got into detailing, it was really different. I mean, as a professional, I've been in high tech for the past, 25 years. So I was doing all that, here in the Bay Area. And so after, 26 years, I decided to make a career change. And so I did my due diligence and started doing some, investigating. And, the first group that I called was P&S. And P&S was saying, well, you need to talk to Rennie Doyle. And I was like, who's Rennie Doyle? So I Googled him, and I was like, oh man, this guy's a master detailer. And then I saw that he wrote a book. And so I was like, all right, what's, $15 Amazon. So I bought the book, and man, I was like, every page, he was literally talking to me. And so, yeah, so then I just went through the whole book, and then actually, interviewed with both Rennie and Diane, and that's how everything started to come about. Went through the training through Rennie.
That's quite the change, going from high tech to detailing high-end cars. And you're actually in the Bay Area, and you were telling me that a lot of your clients are high-tech customers. So
yeah. So, because I have a real good friend that's a VP with Facebook. And so he was the one that actually kind of told me, hey, why don't you do that? Start detailing. And, and so, knowing me, I took that and I ran with it. I didn't like, okay, I'll just do a little bit on the side. If you're gonna do something, you got to go 100%, and you got to do it right. And so, and then through him, I got a lot of his friends that are all high tech CEO guys, and so
like Jody.
Yeah, like Jody.
I may be high tech, but I don't know about anything else.
So yeah, so it's been pretty good. The ride's been really good.
So has all of your marketing just been word of mouth then, or how?
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. Well, also Instagram, Facebook, stuff like that, but a lot of it is by referral.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because whenever when we were talking about doing this, I was like, you're probably the closest, probably the only one that understands where we're at, where we sit kind of high tech and detailing. And I was in Houston yesterday and the day before, and I was talking to some guys, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that Jody and I are the only software guys who are also certified detail, ceramic coating certified. I mean, there's not a lot of us out there. It's a weird combination.
Yeah.
Right. But I know what, just, what you guys go through, and, how the whole software, business is, and R&D, and I know what you guys are going through. That's why I'm like, I'm glad I'm kind of out of America.
Well, I was telling you right before we got on camera, I'm about ready to move back to the Bay Area and become your partner. So I can work on McLaren's all day. That's awesome. Well, you also have a very unique talent, or a side little thing that. Let's talk about your little hobby. I mean, little hobby.
So, back in the day, hey, I was that all-American kid that grew up with Hot Wheels, and that was the Schwinn bikes, the crates, the 5-speed. I got a couple of them, and So now when I'm not working on cars, I start going into customizing Hot Wheels. So so I'm doing I did this Hot Wheel, which is a Porsche 911 993, and it's actually a replica of my 911. So you basically drill out the body. You take it out and you remove the paint. So either you sand it off, or you dip it in acetone or whatever to remove it, paint remover. And then it's just like doing a car. So you primer it, you sand it, you lay the paint, you polish it. So I'm doing it on 1/64. You could buy tires, wheels for these things. So it's a pretty cool hobby. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing
earlier. And then you take your little tiny flex polish.
Yeah. That's it right there.
Miyagi, wax on, wax
off. Wax on, wax off. No.
How long does it take you typically to do one of those?
What's cool about this is, if you ever make a mistake, you can always start over. So I did another replica of my my Cayenne GTS, and it's white. So I did that, and then I made one mistake. So I was like, oh, well. So I just, went ahead and stripped it all off. It's so small, right? So it's not, it's not really bad, but I usually take my time on it. So if I really go through it, I can probably do it in a couple days.
Are you ceramic coating them too?
Yeah.
No, I haven't
Little
ceramic
tiny,
coated them
little
yet.
tiny 1/32
Yeah.
inch sponge, and you,
Yeah.
man, I'll tell you what, the Sandman would have a field day with that. He'd be this little tiny.
He could probably figure it out, man. I've seen
He
him
would,
get
he
down.
would. Jason.
Hey, but the Sandman, he's into Hot Wheels too.
See, there you
Well,
go.
we got Sandman, you, Chris
Chris
Woolman.
Woolman.
I mean, it's like, where do you guys? It's like every time Chris goes home, his wife's going, "Did you buy something? Really? Again?"
Yeah, and my wife would probably talk to his wife and go, "At least it's not another project car."
It is, but it's only like at
This big, yeah, I drink-
1/64 scale, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But you know that the whole custom Hot Wheel customs community is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, there's guys. So I'm hooked up with one guy that's in the Bay Area, and he's a mechanical engineer for Apple, and he designed part of the Apple Watch, and his stuff is just unbelievable. And he's under, I think his IG call is 911 Custom Works, but his stuff is like really cool, real cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I've learned with Chris some of the stuff and I've got some old stuff from back when I was a kid. I still have all my original red line Hot Wheels and everything.
wow, those are worth a lot, right?
Yeah, and Chris and I are into Volkswagen stuff, right?
Right.
So I have an original 60s Volkswagen camper bus from Matchbox with the metal wheels.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I've got a ton of that stuff. And Chris, I was showing him back and forth and stuff. And he's like, "Oh, I got that one. I got that one." And my wife's like, "And you're both 5 years older." Instantly.
Yeah. Hey, boys will be boys, right?
Yeah,
right.
you can never take the boy out of the man. I
That's
don't.
right. That's right.
Especially when it comes to Hot Wheels and cars.
That's right.
That's great.
Yeah. So
So, you've been running your business for quite a long time. You're a one-man mobile shop,
mhm.
but you do a lot of work for, specific McLaren dealerships. And how are you managing that being a one-man guy? I mean, I joked about coming and being your partner, but how do you balance, the type of business that you're able to get and still be a one-man band?
Yeah, it's tough. It is tough. But I try to balance, the whole thing for me is work-life balance. So I want to do that, so being my own, my own boss and my own business, I can actually juggle that, right?
Yeah.
So I don't have to go, full bore, straight. So I can, I can juggle that. The dealership does, they are, kind of demanding, especially when they have like shipments coming in and they're already sold. Then, I always put the customer first. In that case, I'll be there, 5 days. I'll go 5 days straight, and I try to do at least 2 cars a day,
Okay.
and then kind of like my private clients, I'll have to kind of schedule them out.
Yeah.
But I try to, maybe go 4 days hard and then, 3 days off. I try to schedule it that way.
Man, I'd like to know what that's like. What is that? What's that? That last part where you said days off.
Days
I'd like
off?
to know what
Yeah.
that means, days off.
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
I mean, you never have days off, right? You're always working on the business,
Sure.
Yeah.
but it's not like you're working on the your appointments of actual,
Yeah.
they're you're always thinking, you're always working, you're always,
Yeah, that's just the life of being a small business owner. I mean,
Right.
it's
Right.
like you're always on in some way, right? Even
Yes.
if you're doing the day-to-day stuff and you're separated, it seems like it always creeps back. It's like in fact, my wife was really surprised because um the other night I actually had some things that I wanted to do in preparation for Mafia Memoirs. Rod and I are trying to, invest in Zoom and some equipment to make the production values a little bit better. And I had brought some stuff home and I had it all laid out on the table. And I heard my boys laughing downstairs. And so I walked down there. They came and got some food, and then I followed them downstairs. And they were playing Fortnite. And I've heard about Fortnite, and I'm not a gamer. I'm just flat out not a gamer, right?
Right.
So I'm watching the kids for a while, and then I go back upstairs because I wanted to get something to eat too. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna spend some time with my boys, right? And so we're down there, and I'm watching them. And when I went up there, Christian had started a game and he ended a game, and he like got killed like right away. I'm like, what in the world? He got like 83rd out of 100, right? And so my other son Zane goes, here, Dad, you want to try it? I go, dude, I have no idea what to do. So he gave me the little PS4 controller, and I know they're sitting back going, yeah, this is gonna be great. And I can't even get my character to look right. He's just looking up like that, and it just. But so I'm finally moving around, and I get killed at 79. I go, I beat my boy.
Yeah.
Next game, of course, he got third. But you got to relish those moments. But and that's to my point, is like, I brought some work home that I needed to kind of work through in preparation for this, and it never fully goes away. But you do have to take those moments.
Right.
You're separating yourself, you're enjoying your family, you're like Rye going out and just grinding on his 55 that he's been working on for 30 years. That,
right.
If he went to the micro Hot Wheel, he would actually get it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, God, I could paint like 75 of them.
Yep.
I mean, I could mass produce it. See, that's my problem, is I'd start working on that. I'd be like, I could do like 10 of these at once. I'd have 10 of them going on.
And they'd all be
they'd all be torn apart. Everywhere. Don't touch anything, because I know which wheels go with which one.
Yeah, he'd never get that done.
Yeah, I actually was online the other day, and I found a really nice 71 Chevelle for like $5,000, and my wife's like, don't even think about it. You've got 2 of them right now. She's like, don't even think about it. She's like, finish the 2 that you have, and then buy one that's half done. Just start buying something, because that's the problem, is when you become a perfectionist about it. Like you're talking about, you started over because your Hot Wheels is small. I've painted my truck 3 times. I wasn't happy with it the first 2 times, and I'm like, nope. I'm sanding it back down. And my wife's like, you are an idiot. What are you doing? I'm like, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. And she's like, it's never going to be good enough. Just finish it and drive it.
So I can drive it with you, sweetheart. So no, that's great. So how do I'm not sure if many people watching Mafia Memoirs are your potential clients, but how do people find you? I mean, you're all word of mouth, but how do people find the elite of the elite in the Bay Area?
Oh man, yeah, it's funny. So I just picked up a couple clients, Porsche clients, and it's because I went to a Porsche event. And just started talking to them, and told them what I did or what I do, and that's kind of like how I also go out and market myself, just by going to these different car events, passing out my business card, and I picked up, some 2 guys from high tech, that have Porsches, and so that's kind of how I do it. I don't really do a whole lot of, advertising. It's a lot about, by referral.
Well, you're in that area where you can pick that stuff up. And I mean, quite
Exactly.
honestly, you have kind of a magnetic personality. I mean, people just want to talk to you. You're always smiling, you're upbeat, you're excited about cars. And I think as a car guy, you're attracted to that. Somebody else that's really super excited about cars, you just sort of naturally migrate over to them and start talking about cars. And that's, that's a great place to be for you.
Right.
So what
I think,
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I think the other thing is because I'm, more seasoned than the actual detailer guys. Yeah, I know. And a lot of the high-end client guys, when I talk to them and I go, oh yeah, this is what I have, then they kind of like, oh, okay, yeah. So this guy's, a more seasoned guy, he's not gonna like take my car and go joyriding or whatever, or, and he's also kind of a collector also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then when they see that, they're like, okay, that's somebody that I can trust, and yeah.
That's the first year we went to Air Force One, the Rodnecks, the Collins, they were kind of standing back because we introduced ourselves the first year we were there, and I told everybody I'm a car guy, and everybody's like, okay, whatever that means.
Yeah, whatever.
And Ryan comes up to me because after a while he comes up and he goes, please tell me for the love of God, you got something cool. It's like they weren't even going to talk to me until they found out I had a real car, right? And I'm like, oh, I got this Honda, and he just like got stepped back, and I go, no, man, I got a 55 Chevy, 57 Chevy pickup, I got this one of 47 convertible Saab, and I was like, all right, you're in.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah.
That having that bridge, that relationship bridge, really is critical to not only attracting new business but gaining their trust and earning new business for yourself. Right.
And what I try to do for my new clients, I try to be more like a technical advisor in that, yes, I'm going to be detailing your car, but I'm going to show you also, how you can maintain that detail, right? Especially like if you're doing a coating, just simple stuff like how to really do a quick detail on your car if it's dusty, so I want them to be able to feel like, we're building a relationship. I'm not just going to detail your car and then, oh yeah, let me, call you back so I can, get more money from you. No, I want you to be able to do, so much. And then if you don't have the time or you can't, you feel that you can't do it, then I'll come out and I'll, detail it for you. I'll come out and do the detailing service.
And that's a great way to do it. I mean, that's Justin Lobato down in Florida does the same thing. I mean, he'll host days like a Saturday at his shop where he shows his clients how to wash their car. And that sounds kind of silly, but for somebody that's passionate about their car, they don't want to screw it up. Yeah. I mean, and you can take a really nice polished car and take the wrong microfiber towel and
put those swirls back.
You're like, oh, what did I do? And they don't know how to fix it. So it's like, okay, this is how you need to take care of it. You need to use the right products with the right technique. Throw away the crusty old bath towels that you're done using on your body, and that's not how you do it. So I think that's really important, not just so that people take care of their cars, but that's how you maintain the trust of your clients so that they do come back to you for that 6 months maintenance and they come back for the 1 year detail or whatever your packages you offer. I mean, that's really smart.
Yeah, no, that's phenomenal. So, you have a really unique niche market. If you were going to give some advice to a young up and coming guy, I know you have a nephew, I think, that's entering the business. What are some keys that you would recommend that they implement as they're starting their business?
Wow. So one, get the right training. Join the Mafia, the network. I mean, man, that was probably the number one best thing that I did getting into the business. Because of not just because of the training from Rennie, but the whole detail network that we have, these guys are, it's a true, brotherhood or sisterhood. I mean, because, we have females and males in this group, which is so cool. And the other thing is, whenever I go out, because I am a one-man show, I never feel like I'm by myself. So like if I run into an issue, I always have my guys, the network, the Detail Mafia, those guys are behind me 100%. And I mean, it's just great. I mean, all these events that we go to, whether it's SEMA, AFO, just the continued education that Rennie provides. I mean, to me, it's like a family reunion. It's a get together. Yeah, we're learning, but we get to go and see our brothers and sisters that we haven't seen in a couple months. So it's really cool. I mean, that's what I really like about this group. So that's the first thing is get hooked up with the right group that'll support you to be successful, as a business owner. And that's who I feel, the Detail Mafia it's all about. We're all about trying to make each other successful. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make it, but I'm not gonna show you how to fish, So, the other thing is, you have to do everything legit, get a good CPA, get a good financial advisor, you have to get all the legal stuff, down, your insurance. You have to get, to really do it correctly. That's what you want to do. That's my biggest advice is get good mentorship, good, money mentors like your financial advisor.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing that you hinted on. And I was thinking about it earlier when you were talking about working on McLarens and Porsches. It's like, if you burn through paint, I hope you got good insurance, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of guys think, oh, I'm working on a Honda, or I'm working on, insurance isn't as important, but you know what, it is, because you need to have that financial backing behind you, but you also want to be able to say, look, you know what, I'm running a credible business. I'm trained. Here's all my certifications if you have it on the wall, and you can step through. And having that level of business foundations really does do a lot, not only for your own state of mind, but also, in your confidence with your customers and being able to serve them.
Yeah. One of the things I think that is interesting for people that are just starting out, and I know that, you meet guys as well as us, at Mobile Tech Expo or at SEMA or AFO, that are kids that are just starting out.
Mm-hmm.
And that kid might be 45 years old, but they're just starting out. And the interesting part is when I get asked, and we get asked quite frequently, we will next week at SEMA, what is the advice you give us? I say, talk to every single detailer and try to find one detailer that's never burned through paint. You will not find anybody that's never burned through. So you have to have that. I think that's really valuable. And even in our world, in the software world, we know some people, and we got this kid that really wants to do some contract work for us. And I keep telling him, you have to have insurance. I can't hire you without insurance. He's like, oh, you guys know me. I've worked with you for years. I used to be an employee. And when I was on it, I'm like, dude, no, I can't hire you because I'm covering the liability on that. And it's the same thing with a car, right? I mean, this internship I'm doing in my shop, my wife is like, man, you are going over the top on safety. And I'm like, dude, there's a 16-year-old kid in my shop. If I drop a car on him, or if he drops it on himself, there's no way. So, we're doing everything we can to make sure that, we have made sure our homeowners insurance covered it and everything else, so that the liability is, you can just kind of breathe easier when you have that. Yeah. And it's just like, I think it's the same as with tools, right? You got to have the right tools, whether that's software, whether that is a polisher, whether that's a product. You can buy a crappy polisher at Harbor Freight, but you're going to fight that thing. Yeah. And you may be an artist. I can guarantee you, I could probably name 5 people and you could too, off the top of your head, that could take the worst polisher on the planet and make paint look good.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that anybody can pick up that thing and make it look good.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's very true.
You've got to be smart, get the right tools.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's good. So, so how do people find you? I mean, we want people to get, the other thing too, ADD. So when your business, when I first went looking for your Instagram, it's not your business name. It's 993, 911. It's your car. It's what you love.
That's right.
So how do people find you?
Yeah, so on Instagram, it's 993 Carrera, but it's spelled Carrera. So it's Carrera.
Carrera.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then
Cars.
and then my website is www.detailinnovations.com. And then you could also find it on Facebook.
That's awesome.
The other one I always tell
Detail
people,
Innovations Inc.
yeah, go to the IDA, look for people on the IDA in your area.
Yeah.
You know, that is really important. You know, people always ask, we get asked a lot now, you know, who should I go to have detail my car? You know, look for somebody that's in the IDA, that's in the detail mafia, that's got the credentials and got the experience and the backing
Yep.
Yeah.
to do what you need to do. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't want to take your high-end one-off car and just go grab some dude on the corner. So do your research.
And that dude on the corner may be your kid. If it
Yeah.
is, make sure you're watching him every
Yeah,
step.
maybe Jody may kick me to the curb.
Yeah.
I may be standing on the corner, have bucket, we'll grab.
That's what everybody does to me when I'm out at Air Force One. How's Jody doing? Yeah, we're not worried
They don't
about
even-
him. Put him on the B-29.
They don't even know
Jody,
where Rod is. They're like, Rod, here's a pad. There's some
They're like,
aluminum. Go.
Jody, put him in the engine hole. Nobody can see him. He's that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, man. We're looking forward to seeing you guys at SEMA. Those that are attending SEMA, make sure you come see us. We will be at the P&S Detail Products booth all week. We fly out on Monday, and we will be there through Sunday. So we're really super excited, and we will catch you guys intermittently throughout SEMA. We're going to do some live Mafia Memoirs, and we're going to record some while we're there. So we're really looking forward to a very busy and fun week of networking, you know, obviously geeking out on cool cars and learning as much as we can. So we're looking forward to seeing you. Thank you very much, Scott.
Yep.
All right. Aloha.
All right.
Yeah,
Aloha.
aloha.
You have a fantastic day.
All right. Mahalo.
See ya.